Good evening. A humanitarian disaster is unfolding in Venezuela tonight. Powerful back-to-back earthquakes have shattered the South American country. The worst of it hit the Caribbean coast. It's more than 150 kilometres from the capital, Caracas.
These are live pictures from the city. Rescuers are searching through the rubble of collapsed buildings for survivors. The official death toll stands at least 32, but there are fears it could rise to as many as 100,000 people.
First the disbelief, then the panic and chaos. A woman and child managed to dodge falling debris, but nowhere is safe. At the airport, parts of the ceiling collapsed, travellers engulfed in dust. Look at what the earthquake has done, this man says. It's destroyed.
Acabado totalmente.
Here, a baseball game is halted as spectators rush the field. And at another stadium, dazed and frightened, people emerge from their homes, many injured, some carrying pets to safety.
It's the heaviest quake I've felt in Venezuela.
The first tremor struck at 6 p.m. local time, magnitude 7.2. Seconds later, another, more powerful one, 7.5. Tsunami alerts were issued, later lifted. But the earthquakes have been enough to destroy so much. Entire streets levelled, home after home collapsing. This resident races downstairs, floor after floor, inspecting the damage. The lower they go, the worse it gets. Somehow this building is still standing. Roads cracked and cratered, and out on the water, two fishermen watched the destruction unfold all around them. A state of emergency now declared. It was like a horror movie, this woman says.
Several walls collapsed. We're expecting aftershocks. I hope not, but we need to be prepared.
The mission now, find and free the trapped, the injured, those still alive. Rescuers finding some in the rubble of ruined apartment blocks, loved ones waiting, fearing the worst, knowing this may just be the beginning. It was a public holiday in Venezuela, so most people were at home in the early evening when the quake struck, many living in poorly built apartment blocks that have crumbled. Despite its oil wealth, this is one of the most corrupt countries on the planet, so rescue, recovery and rebuild will be difficult. All of this just 6 months after President Nicolas Maduro was taken by US forces and imprisoned. America now among the nations pledging support. And incredibly, this wasn't the only damaging earthquake today. A 6.9 magnitude quake struck northern Japan. At least 6 people were injured. And a 5.6 hit rural California, the biggest in that part since 1940. A violent realignment of tectonic plates across the world. But all the focus right now is on Venezuela and the race to find life among the rubble.
Thanks, Hugh. The moment a Perth podcaster admitted stabbing his girlfriend to death has been revealed in a disturbing 000 call.
Tobias Nuttall called the emergency number and calmly described his brutal crime to the operator. Today, he was jailed for life.
Police emergency, what's your address for police to attend?
Minutes after murder.
I need you ambulance
Okay.
to respond now.
Where have you been stabbed?
I have been stabbed twice in the back. Mine are non-fatal. I suspect that hers are fatal.
A chilling confession from a Perth podcaster turned domestic violence murderer.
Okay, so you've stabbed her in the neck, have you?
This is no fault.
This 000 call released at Tobias Nuttall's sentencing hearing today, where the 33-year-old was jailed for life for taking his partners.
Alisha was more than a statistic. She was just a girl with aspirations, dreams.
Alisha Hendren-Krippner took her final breath in her Bassendean home in August last year.
I have turned to defend myself, and I suspect I may have taken her life. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
The court heard Nuttall text his father minutes earlier. "I'm in a fairly evil situation where I've encountered narcissism at a level that is difficult to fathom." Nuttall later telling doctors he was coming down from meth, and he tried to claim Alisha instigated the attack. The Supreme Court judge called Nuttall's offending vicious, uncontrolled and completely disproportionate. She rejected his attempts at victim blaming and said the sentence needs to send a message to stop the insidious and prolific nature of domestic violence. It was standing room only inside the court. Outside, Alisha's loved ones had a clear message.
Her life mattered, and she was taken in such a violent way, and it needs to stop. And we need to start doing something about this. Instead of being reactive, we must be proactive.
Nuttall will spend the next 18 years behind bars before he's eligible for parole. Cassidy Moscone, 7 News.
Last night we exposed a nightmare in St James where rubbish was piling up in a social housing property. Following our story, residents in Beachborough have come forward saying they're also living next door to a rotting mess and they've had enough.
It looks like a rubbish tip, but this is a Beachborough backyard, the mess at a state-owned home. Neighbours say they've been putting up with it for years.
That home on Amazon Drive is a pigsty. The amount of skipper bins that have been there and filled up, as soon as they're taken away, the rubbish is back there.
The Housing Minister says the department has been taking enforcement action.
Tenants in social and community housing can have vulnerable needs. They have complex issues. We both work with them, but we also do take action. Is the suggestion that I simply evict everyone onto the street?
Enough is enough. Clean it up or get out.
Concerns about the Beachborough property raised with 7 News after we uncovered this at a St James home, also owned by the state government. Piles of rubbish left to rot. The mess here in St James has finally been cleared. Workers arriving here yesterday to clean up the yard after 7 News exposed what neighbours had been putting up with for months.
They shouldn't have to keep complaining and nothing get done, and then we come to 7 News and it's done straight away.
There'd been multiple visits by my agency. A skip bin had previously been provided. But these issues are complex. It's not black and white.
The government says it's made a record investment.
We've delivered more than 4,000 social homes. We have a target of 9,800.
But still a long way to go with 23,000 applicants on WA's social housing wait list. Brianna in Ferreira, 7 News.